acquisition of assets. The balance as per the financial statements is 1,150,531,018 shillings. But as per IFMIS, the balance is 936,735 million. And you are saying that you disagree that 1.1 billion was paid outside IFMIS. And so, if that is true, you want to follow up with Treasury to help you do the balances. Is that the correct position? In terms of implementation of our recommendations, you are saying that you are following up with Treasury. Is that the position? Yes. If that is the position, give us evidence that you are following up with Treasury to do reconciliation for you.
We have annexed some correspondences to Treasury.
Cite that correspondence, the annexure.
Annex 2.
Annex 2.
Treasury, I'll be asking you to confirm whether this letter has been acted on and whether you expect to take any action, because what they have done is to just repeat what the Auditor General established, and they have sought your advice and assistance. What should they expect from the National Treasury? Do they expect the National Treasury to do reconciliations for them? Have you seen the Annex 2?
Chair, I have the Annex 2 with me. Chair, it's giving the same information that the auditor picked, but I'm sure the only people who won't do it, they are the people from that place. But given time, give me time so that I can check with the technical people doing it, so that I can check if there is anything they can do. But from my side, they can only give the information and reconcile, go to the specific items, get the entries, individual entries, and get to know what was done, what was spent, what was outside the IFMIS. Then they are able to transfer the amount to the exact item that was supposed to be put in the figure.
Auditor, if a transaction is done through IFMIS, what do you need for you to ascertain that the transaction was through IFMIS? Because this information you got from the statements. But if you are to go deeper, is it possible to look at the CRF account and ascertain that actually what was paid through IFMIS totals to whatever value is there?
Thank you, Chair. I want to confirm to the committee that we have a data science department that has access to IFMIS. So they corroborate the information that we get from the counties, and we also generate the information internally from our office. And we are able, that's the reason we come up with the issues of IFMIS, Chair.
So this is according to your own data interpretation with your softwares?
Yes, and
we didn't just pick what was reported by the county.
We have two sets of information, one from the county, and also that the information, we corroborate the information with the one that we generate internally. Yeah.
Okay, so you see, when you see something like Exchequer release is 0 on IFMIS, and yet indeed Exchequer was released. When Exchequer is released, does it reflect automatically in IFMIS? Or some officer must go in and post an entry?
It must be posted. And
it is posted by the entity, not the Treasury.
The receiving agency.
Correct. So this is your problem, Governor. This is not a problem you pass to the National Treasury. You've received 5.7 billion, which you have received, you can confirm. But in IFMIS, you are saying you received 0. How does that become a problem of the Treasury?
Through the chair and to my colleague auditors, I think they can confirm that all the schedules we've provided as supporting schedules for our financial statements are actually misgenerated. The final report on payment details, and maybe that is something they can annex as part of the support, is that they are actually misgenerated with IFMIS payment voucher numbers. So from where we...
Officer, I'll believe you when you take the oath. Do you want to take the oath?
Yes.
Because right now you can give us political statements. The auditor has given us a report. The auditor is bound by certain professional standards. Are you a member of a professional body?
Yes, I am.
A member of the?
ISPAC.
Of ISPAC. Now, I think, members, this matter, we can keep it in view because the audit is ongoing, and let the auditor advise us whether this situation has changed. But, Governor, this is your problem. This is your baby. The National Treasury can only help by giving rights, by granting you rights, but reconciliation is done by the entity that receives money. So we keep it in view. If it recurs, then we shall make very heavy recommendations. But I think for now we will recommend a reprimand for the officers who are responsible for doing this job and they are not doing it. If this recurs, we will be making references to ISPAC, and we will probably even be going for heavier recommendations, including investigations and prosecutions. So again, this one, EACC, we allow another phase of verification before you take it up.
Chair, I fully agree with you. I wanted to request that maybe whenever we write to Treasury, because they are also part of us, when we write, it's also good for them to respond and maybe tell us the much they can do and maybe what we are also supposed to do. Because sometimes when we write, we are seeking for support of the Treasury since we work together.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but also you sent your letter in May, on 13th of May, that's 1 month ago. So I wouldn't say that it is extremely delayed. It's just a month. If you sent it last year, then that would be a matter of concern.
Okay, Chair. Understood.
Wow. Now you are talking about this letter. Now I need to. When did you send that letter? What's the date on your letter, Governor? What is the date on your letter? What is the date you sent, that Frederick Irungu sent, addressed that letter? No. Don't go to errors. It's upon us to decide what is an error and what is deliberate.
I've just seen there's a clerical error.
Where is the error?
Because in the letter it is dated 13th and it was received on 12th, so there's a clerical error there.
So which is the truth?
We held ourselves. We wrote the wrong date.
And now you are complaining that Treasury is not responding.
No, it was just a request, not
when you have put the date in the future.
You do the correct one in future, Chair. I'm not complaining. I'm just requesting that the correspondences be there so that we're able.
Lastly, Chair, for me, when the county discovered during the time of audit that there were reconciliation issues, I would expect that during that happenstance, then you should have written to Treasury to do reconciliation for you, and if they do it early enough, then you can give the documents to the auditor during that audit cycle. Why is it that you elected to wait until May to request for that out of reconciliation, whatever it is?
Vice Chair, I've gotten the advice from the committee. In the future, it will be done.
Fine. We will make very heavy recommendations the next cycle. We move to the issue number 4, variance between appropriation account and payment details. OAG, this was still outstanding?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. A summary of the issue, and then we look at our recommendations.
Paragraph number 4, variance between appropriation account and payment details. Examination of the payment details revealed that various transactions totaling Kenya shillings 52,341,012 were paid during the year ended 30th June 2024. However, the balance is not supported by way of specific budget line items in appropriation account. Management did not provide explanation for not reflecting the transactions in the approved budget or appropriation account, contrary to Section 104, subsection 1 of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulations 2015, which states that all receipts and payment vouchers of public monies shall be properly supported by pre-numbered receipt and payment vouchers and shall be supported by the appropriate authority and documentation. Chair.
What was our recommendation? In summary?
Chair, we recommended as with the issue, with the same one with the issue number 3 above. The recommendation is the same as above.
This one we didn't refer to ESCC. It was ISPAC and administrative action.
Yes. And ESC.
Is there an ESCC?
Yes.
Or recommendation number 3? Yeah, indeed, this looks like an ESCC case. Governor, what action have you taken?
Chair, this is quite similar to the one that we have just dispensed. It required by administrative action, which I've done, and also we wrote to the Treasury, but now you have advised that even before writing to the Treasury, or even as we write, I should also ensure that the considerations are done. So this is similar to the one we have dispensed, and I'm requesting the committee that we just do the same as you have advised, and in the next cycle, things should be quite different.
You know, this is not exactly similar. Auditor, what are you telling us? This 52 million, it was paid, but we are saying there was something that was lacking to support it.
Yes, Chair. We are saying
what did you expect to be provided?
we expected to get a specific budget line in the appropriation account.
And this budget line, was it from IFMIS, or it could have even come from the approved budgets of the Assembly?
Even from the approved budget.
So it is not tied to IFMIS?
It's not IFMIS.
So was it spent without budget, or it was spent without supporting documentation? Or both?
Both, Chair. Both, Chair.
Both?
Yes.
So you have two counts there. Senator Cherargei.
Governor, this 52 million, what was it spent on? And number 2, who authorized this spending without appropriation process and budget?
Chair, I have informed the committee, or I'd like to inform the committee, that this is IFMIS issue, because all the reports...
Governor, don't go
Chair.
there.
No,
Don't go
Governor,
there.
through the chair.
Yeah.
No, don't go that direction. Don't go that direction. It is not an issue of IFMIS. This money was spent outside budget and appropriation process. It's not about IFMIS. So where is this 52 million, Governor? Can you support? And the gentleman chair, he might need to take an oath, because unless he's answering through the governor, the chief of self, is it finance? Is this chief of self finance? Frederick Rungu?
Yes, it is.
Yes, please.
Is it the one, are you the one who was, on whom action was taken?
No.
Did you sign the financial statements?
Yes, I did.
It was who? It was Joseph Wahome.
Yes.
Joseph Wahome is the one who was transferred to take care of children.
Yes. So is the one, Joseph Wahome is the one who signed through the chair the financial statements?
Yes.
He was the acting chief officer.
Then he signed the financial statement.
Yes.
So where is the 52 million that you spent without budget and without appropriation? And this is an economic crime.
Just to note, through the chair and through His Excellency the Governor, is that as per the auditors and with their interaction, is that the two reports, the appropriation account report and the payment details report, are both IFMIS generated. And I think
the
that
question,
it is.
I think you didn't get the issue. The auditor said you are spending without budgetary approval and allocation in the budget line. So the question is very simple. Where is the money? Leave out the FMS. The FMS issue, that is the audit. You should understand the audit query. It's not about FMS. So where is the 52 million?
Just to note, through the chair, is that the only money we spent outside the budget was through Section 135, and the controller of budget can confirm, is that we normally present...
How much did you spend?
I might not have the figure right now, but it's not the 52.
It's more than what we are querying.
It could be. There were issues to do with grant, but
Maybe
it is...
to ride on Senator Chargei's question, if the 51 million was spent within the budget, is it possible for you to know what it was spent for? Is it possible to know that?
Yes, it is.
If it is possible
Yes.
to know what it was spent for, then you go to the line budgets, all the budgets, the initial one and the supplementaries, and indicate to the auditor, this is how the money is spent. What was the challenge of doing that?
We actually did that, respectively.
We did that?
Yes, we did.
But Chair, even if I agree that 52 million should show the budget line which was spent on, but there is still violation of the law. And I still think that TSCC should take up this matter, because if they are not spent within the budget line and appropriation process, the possibility of financial misappropriation is quite high. So the violation of the law is still there.
In fact,